Imagine for a moment that you've invited three guests into your classroom: a dolphin, a mathematician, and a poet. You ask them all to tell you what beauty means. The dolphin sings. Its voice ripples like silver through the water, but to most of you it's just noise. The mathematician scrawls equations across the chalkboard, convinced that symmetry is the essence of beauty. The poet whispers verses, weaving metaphors of sunlight on a meadow. Each is true in its own way. Each is incomplete if judged only by the other's standards. The dolphin cannot explain its song in numbers. The mathematician cannot hear the poem's music. The poet cannot describe a parabola as perfect as the arc of a comet. Now magnify that by 10,000 worlds. That is the Galaxy Alliance. When humanity first entered the Alliance, our greatest challenge was not weapons, or economics, or territory. It was translation. Not just of words, but of meaning. We discovered that language is like an iceberg. What you hear is only the tip. Beneath it lies culture, assumptions, values, fears, hopes. A gesture of friendship in one culture might look like aggression in another. So the Alliance built what we call the Universal Mediation Network. It isn't a dictionary. It's more like an orchestra conductor. It listens to the dolphin, the mathematician, and the poet, and finds a rhythm that lets them play in harmony. It translates not only the words, but the intent. It maps one culture's metaphor onto another's framework. Sometimes imperfectly, but well enough to bridge the abyss. But words are only the beginning. Every civilization carries its own rituals. Some bow, some bare their teeth, some emit light from their thoraxes. The first time these species met, wars nearly broke out because each misunderstood the other's greeting. That's why the Alliance insists on neutral protocols. In diplomatic halls, no species ritual dominates. Meetings are held in environments designed to be equally alien to everyone, virtual spaces where no one feels at home, and therefore everyone feels equal. And then there are the cultural envoys, individuals who live decades within another species' society, absorbing not just language, but the hidden currents of meaning. These envoys return as living translators of ethics, warning when a well-intentioned gesture might cause offense. They're the bridges between worlds. Now, here is the thorniest part: ethics. What is right for one world may be abhorrent to another. Some species place supreme value on individuality. Others see themselves only as part of a collective hive. Some live for centuries. Others blaze like fireflies, burning out in a decade. If the Alliance tried to impose one universal code, it would collapse within a generation. So instead, we built layers. At the foundation are minimum standards, laws every civilization must uphold. No genocide, no enslavement, no forced assimilation. These are the non-negotiables, because without them there is no trust. Above that are shared interests, agreements on trade, science, defense, and exploration. These form the daily fabric of cooperation. And above even those are optional treaties, deeper integration, for species whose values align more closely. Some cultures choose to share education, healthcare, even partial governance. Others keep their distance, engaging only at the lower levels. It's like a ladder. Each civilization climbs as high as it chooses, but no higher than its culture can support. Consent is the rule. Nothing is forced. Of course, even with these layers, conflicts arise. Worlds disagree. Borders are contested. A resource that one species considers sacred might be another's fuel. For this, the Alliance established multi-species arbitration councils. Picture a court where the jury is made not of 12 humans, but of 100 beings from 100 civilizations. Each interprets the case through their own lens. Each prevents another from dominating. The councils are slow, sometimes maddeningly so, but they're fair. And fairness across the galaxy is worth the wait. And when judgment is rendered, it is accepted, not because it is perfect, but because every voice was heard. You might ask, what prevents the most powerful civilizations from bending the Alliance to their will? After all, humans have tried that on Earth for millennia. The answer is structure. Leadership rotates. Power is shared. Neutral arbiters, some of them advanced artificial intelligences, trained on balanced cultural data, monitor decisions for bias. No single species can sit on the throne of the galaxy because there is no throne to sit on. The Alliance learned early, dominance breeds resentment, but rotation breeds trust. And finally, let us speak of something beyond law and politics. The Alliance is not held together only by treaties. It is held together by a shared story. When a being from across the galaxy looks up at the night sky, it sees the same mystery that you and I do. Stars we did not light. A universe we did not create. In that shared awe, there is humility. In that humility, there is unity. We are reminded that no matter how advanced, no matter how alien, we are all guests in the same cosmos. So the Alliance appoints not only diplomats, but philosophers, spiritual leaders, poets, musicians, voices that remind us why we gather in the first place. They teach us that cooperation is not merely survival. It is meaning. So how does the Galaxy Alliance survive, you ask? It survives because every day its members choose to. They choose cooperation over isolation. They choose dialogue over silence. They choose to keep climbing the ladder together, even when their hands don't look alike. And the truth is this: isolation is a kind of death. A world that shuts itself off may survive for a time, but it will wither. A world that joins the chorus becomes more than itself. That is why the Alliance endures. Not because it is easy, but because the alternative is unthinkable.